Hello everyone and welcome to our class Funky Frames. This is the Funky Frames layout by Ali Constable, and we have a second page as well, this one here. So we're going to have some great fun with our die. We're using the frames die, which is, grab it, in your kit. This one here, you're going to need a machine to cut that out with. So if you don't have a machine, come down to the shop and we will let you use ours. And that will give you all the frames that you need to complete this layout on here. I will get myself sorted and switch to the other camera so that we can find out how to put this layout together. Thanks for joining me. So in your kit, you should have a variety of papers. You're going to need to save the two for the background. So these ones here, I've saved the one that's got the red baubles and the green and the Father Christmas to be my backgrounds. And it's got these beautiful fleur-de-lis patterns on it. So this is the first one. And this is the background for the second one here, which is this one here. So save those two. The rest of them, you can cut those up to get all your die cut pieces out of them. So Celeste has very nicely done all these for me so that I've got them at home. So she's cut up the rest of the papers here and cut out of the fronts and the backs. So obviously this pattern here isn't going to look so great from this side, but from this side it's going to look fine. And she's cut them all out for me using that beautiful Funky Frames die. There is only the one brown. I think that's all we need, but you'll get the centerpiece as well from the cutout. So this is the centerpiece. I'm going to use those as well. So what you will probably want to do is cut all those first and then come along with a die brush and a roller just to get out those little itty bits here. So if you look at it, it needs to have all those little pieces taken out. So you're going to have to spend a little bit of time getting all those pieces. And I can see that Ali has utilised these pieces on her layout. So don't throw them all away. They're like confetti. And it's not on her second layout, but it's on her first layout. And you'd have to have a look nice and close here where she's put in some liquid glue and then added these little confetti pieces on the bottoms here and also down here. And oops, pulling this one away, and across here and down here as well. So that's a really good way to use up those leftovers. Cut all those pieces out and then come back. I will pause it. Okay, so I've got all the little pieces out of those now, and if you're, except for this brown one, if you were wondering, I have 8 of these ones. So looks like 2 green and the rest are in the reds, in the different patterns of the reds. You could use the backs as well, and 1 brown. So that is 9 all up. If you are having trouble cutting that, you will probably need an electronic cutting machine because it is such a large die and because it's an intricate die. So that means it's going to be quite hard to cut that using your Cuttlebug or a Big Shot, whereas the new Couture machine will just slice through that, no problems at all, and give you that really nice crisp cut. Okay, so I'm going to save some of these. Looks like I need a new foam soon. You can buy these foams and die brush and foams, and you can get replacement ones as well. I'm wearing through this one a little bit. So save some of these little babies, and the rest can go into the bin. Then we can get all our supplies out ready to start the class. So we have 8 of these, 9 of those, a little bit of brown left over. We have our background pieces left over. We have these pieces left over there, and we also have a little bag that has got some of the Prima ephemera pieces in there. So they're quite pretty, and there should be some little chipboardy wordings as well, so you can choose what words you like to go on your layout. Next thing we need to do is get out all of our supplies from what we need to use. You will need some quick dry adhesive glue. I'm using this one, which I have put into a smaller container, and I'll be using it that way. We need some double-sided tape and some clear gesso. That's this stuff here. Some foam adhesive mount, so I've just got a little bit of black stuff left over, and some gel medium. I'm going to be using my glue. A trimmer or a craft knife, so you can use both. I have a trimmer to the side, but there's also a craft knife and a ruler that will help to be able to do my nice straight cuts. A pair of scissors, a palette knife, and a Ranger squeegee. I think this is what she means when she says a Ranger squeegee, to apply the clear gesso, and a palette knife as well. Plastic ones work fine. You could use something like this too. Your dye brush and foam pad, which you've already got. A paintbrush. I'm not quite sure what size Ali means, so I've got a couple of sizes here. Paintbrushes. Some texture paste, which is the Liquitex modelling paste I use. You can use whichever texture paste you like. Some of them are thicker, some of them are thinner. That's just the one that I like. A stencil. Now that's to do your background. I'll show you the close-up on here of what you will be doing. So you're using the stencil to do some gesso, just to take away how busy that background is on your page. So I don't have the same stencil, that doesn't matter. I chose one that had a vertical pattern because that's what Ali has used on hers. Any stencil would do, and if you don't have a stencil, you can skip that part altogether. And clear gesso, which I already said, and a heat gun. That's everything. First thing that we need to do is to take our background paper, and we're going to put some clear gesso on the back of on the front of that using a squeegee. So this piece here, sorry, this one here, and this squeegee here. Hey, Frankie. And pop. This is our background page. So, take your 09B, and the numbers are actually right up here in the very top corner of your 12 by 12 paper, and using a Ranger squeegee or other palette tool, apply a layer of clear gesso evenly across the page. So let's just do that. I've been painting at home, so the smell of paint's pretty good. So just going to put a bit of that on with my knife, and then I'm going to use this squeegee tool just to spread it out so that it's nice and thin over the whole layout. This is a nice way to get it really even and thin. Also means that I don't have to clean up a brush, and I'm loving that, so I could just use a baby wipe and wipe that off. I might have put a little bit too much on there. That's okay, I'll just spread it all out. Just take a minute more to dry. And the other thing I could do is just pick that up, put it back into my pot. You really don't want it on your mat, so be careful not to get it on your mat. Okay, just spread that out. And now that should, you can see it's a little bit wet still, so that won't take too long to dry. I'll just pop that one aside to dry and grab a baby wipe for that so that I can clean that off. So pop that one aside and then grab your photo and your brown cardstock to mat it with. So I'm just going to use this cute little photo of my niece. How cute is she? She's still pretty cute. She's a lot bigger than this now, but she's still pretty cute. Okay, so cut that one off. I like to use my ruler sometimes to do this because it gives me a nice straight edge, I say, as I just do it wonky. Just fix that one up. Okay, so we have a nice black edge here, which possibly would have looked better if I had have sanded it, but I didn't really want to sand this photo. Most of the time I will. Pop those ones away, and that's my photo ready to go. So the next step says to cut all of your pieces from your die, which I have already done, so I don't need to worry about doing that. So they'll fit through your Sizzix machine if you cut them to 6-inch sections. Sometimes you want to make sure that it fits through. If it's a Cuttlebug, I think you might need to cut it slightly smaller, but just make sure that it fits through your machine. Okay. So once they are cut, Ali has asked for a clear layer of gesso to be added to those. So you would use your brush and you would use your clear gesso and put a layer of gesso onto those. Okay, so we need to cut the bottom off of that one, which we probably should have done first up, so that we've got a 12 by 12 piece. And now we want to lay a gesso, no, maybe not gesso, maybe texture paste. Yep, that's the one. This one, palette knife, and my stencil. So let's just pop some of that through here. Just going to use a bit of this, and taking note where the original, you can see a bit of it poking through here, here, down there as well. That's the only spots I'm going to do. I'm not going to do it everywhere, otherwise it just takes too long to dry. So I'm just going to do a bit here. Oh, that's way too much. Take off the excess. Go. Put down here. And smidgen over here too. Running out. Love putting texture paste through stencils. Let's do a bit up here too. Try and keep that stencil fairly straight though, and get the excess off. There we go. That looks good. All right. You want to dry that, you want to wash and dry that stencil before the texture paste sets on it, because it sets like concrete, remember? So I'm going to pause this and go and wash this, and I'll come back. Okay, so nice and clean. I can put those things away now. Okay, so now we're up to number 7, and we're going to match our colour pairs of our die cut frames. So this one and this one matches this one and this one, that one and that one, that one and that one. Okay, for each pair, grab your top frame, so this one here, and using your fingers, curl the edge of the frames inwards. So we're just curling these ones up, and Ali was quite firm with hers, and she folded and curled the edges. These, once you've added your gesso to them, your clear gesso will make them a little firmer than just using the plain cardstock. I'm using just the plain cardstock. I haven't actually done mine with the clear gesso or modelling gel or anything, and it's working quite well. You could also, if you wanted to, use something to help curl those edges if you want them to be really nicely curled. These ones are more folded than curled. I'm quite happy with that look. So just keep working on those ones, and once you're happy how they are, you can add some gel medium to it, or you can add some quick dry glue or something like that, and that will help keep them in place, and then put your top one onto your bottom one. So I've curled those ones up, and now I'm going to stick that one over the top of this one here. So just using a little bit of my quick dry glue. I have a nice fine tip on this one. It makes it really easy to apply. There we go. Pop that straight back in there. And line that up. So now we have a double layered die, like so. So do that with 3 of them, or 2 of them actually. Do that with these 2. And then with your third one, so we've got this one here and this one here, which are our reds and our greens. This one has 2 offset, so you could do that as well. I don't know, maybe use that one for underneath and use that one as an offset. So this is actually cut this way, but I'm going to use it this way so that it's underneath. You won't even notice it under there. So I'll curl the tops of this one, just using my fingers again. Curl, curl, curl. Quite therapeutic, really. I love the red showing on that. Might like to have a little bit more of the red on that one. And then curl, curl, curl. And then a little bit of glue on the bottom. Get stuck in the holes. There we go. Stick that one on there. Okay, and then these 2 can be offset. So that one can be offset to that one to go on my layout. So arrange these on your page. This one, this one, this one, this one, and then my pretty little photograph. Find my girl. There she is. Just there. I'll put that one in there like so. Cute. All right. This one has a bit of a flowery bit under there. I was going to hide it, but now I'm liking it, so I'm going to let it sit up the top there. And I might put that one under there like that. All right. So I'm going to arrange these and the matted photo and the extra frames as well to your layout and then stick them down. So put my photo down with Photo Runner, this one. And now this glue here for these ones. So this one here. Going to go back there. This one here. Oh, another beautiful day outside. How are you all going? Ready to come back to classes yet? Third term's looking pretty good, ladies. So we'll be back on deck, better than ever. Got some nice classes planned, so pretty happy about that. Our design team have been working hard on those, as always, working harder than me. About there. Stick. Then this one. Now Ali has hers under like so, but I'm just going to put it on top because I like to see my girl. Okay, so then once you have done that, there was these pieces. Forgot to put these under. So we've got these beautiful little flowers and stuff to stick under. Oh, I'm going to stick mine on top. That'll work. That's fine. These were supposed to go underneath. Silly me, like so. But I'm going to put mine on top. That's fine. That'll work. I'm okay with that. All right, and then you've got all these other little bits and pieces. You can arrange them however suits you. Don't feel like you have to do exactly the same as we've done. You can put them here, there, or anywhere. That's kind of cute. Oh, these feathers I do know were used on the other page, so you might want to save them. They were, grab that page, poking out the top here. Okay, like a little, and then that one was used on the other page as well. So maybe pop those ones aside, or not. Use them on this one if you want to. And then there's a couple up here. This one, this one, this one, that one. Beautiful. So it's just a matter of arranging those to suit yourself and then pick the words that you like. So Ali has capture this moment and remember this. She's used here. So capture this moment and remember this. But there's also days like this make me, and then there's today as well. So you can put them however you like. I might put those up there, the same as Ali has done. Then these three go down here, like so. And then these two. Now those ones are left raw, but you can colour them as you want. And that completes your layout. Ready to go. So just a matter of sticking these on. I'm going to use that bit of that magic mount under here. Bit of magic out there. Glue. A little bit of glue. And there we have it. Today's layout done by Ali Constable. Here we go. So mine and Ali's together. Which way? This way. And then with your leftovers, Ali has created this one. So I can see on there's no instructions for this one, but I can see on here she's used all of those leftover pieces here and flicked the whole lot with splats of gesso using the leftover pieces down here, and she's even cut out a little tag using a leftover of the cardstock. So have fun using your leftovers, and I will see you for the last class of the term. Will be delivered online, and then we're back in the workshop for term 3. See you later.